Click Connect, special Friday night audit. Stay tuned. Greg Sullivan, you have got the most amazing shirt.
Cut the countdown. Cut the countdown. We have breaking news, guys. It just came to my desk. You are not going to believe this. This is an FNA exclusive.
What?
There it goes. Look at that.
Oh!
Look at that ponytail. Look at that. It's all off.
It happened.
Okay, everybody. What do you think? Here it is. Let me know.
Can you believe it, Glenn? It has finally happened. The hair has been cut. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are, I wish that we had a countdown was going to go because I was still going because I'm going to pass out. That is exciting. I can't believe it.
Well, now, where's the drum? Do we have a drum roll on this soundboard? Can we do an official reveal?
But I've got a rim shot.
That's close enough. Introducing the new and improved, potentially, Who Dat Craig?
Hey.
Here's the rim shot. Craig, do a circle. Show us the whole circle. A 360 spin. What are we looking at?
Yeah. Whoa.
Look at that.
Whoa. Holy cow.
It's gone.
All right. So then I got to say, all this is so confusing to me. I don't know what's going on anymore. My sense of time is warped. Absolutely. Craig, what time is it?
It's time for an audit.
Hey, everybody, welcome to the one and only Friday night audit. Who dat, Craig? I barely can recognize you. I'm Glenn Hausman. So great to see each and every one of you out there today. Buddy, what's going on?
Hey, my hair is on its way to Locks of Love to make a wig for a cancer patient. So
That is awesome.
good day. It was a good day to get a haircut the other day. So I've been lying low. Nobody's seen me. You know?
Yeah. Hey, look I like. I don't know what Dave was doing there. Do you have,
Well, Dave just had to bring himself in so I could put the applause on. I didn't really.
Dave, Dave, come back on there for a second.
Thank you, Durain.
The haircut made you very emotional. You've been.
It's just, it was it was so beautiful to see. Obviously, it's for a great cause, and it was touching. It was touching.
Yeah. It was.
Cheers.
Yeah. Hey, no, you're not allowed to. What is he? Craig, I know you spent 2 years growing that hair out, but you didn't bring in a guest on yet. We have it on the official logo.
No,
Dave,
we haven't.
Why am I chastising?
Let's restart for a second, because we threw everything off kilter. Me and Craig had that special announcement set up to kind of surprise you, Glenn. Glenn had no idea what was happening. No,
I was busy. I was sitting here looking at the countdown, going, "Oh, please don't ever get to zero. I can't go on today."
Glenn was 100% true. He had no clue what was going on. So, Craig, let's reset. You cut your hair a couple of days ago. How are you feeling about it?
Great. I got to tell you, it's a lot easier, and yeah, it's the hair was starting to get a little irritating, to be perfectly honest. I think it's just because I'm old now and I won't put up with a lot. So
and everybody calling you, "Hey, Willie Nelson," and trying to get your autograph is probably distracting too.
Now, yeah, but you know what? They'd give me something to smoke, and I'd hand it off to you. So
why'd you cut your hair, Craig?
It all worked out.
Obviously, you went to the barber and said, "I want to get the exact haircut that Dave has." So, which picture did you use of mine?
No, I actually used a picture of Carl Urban. So, and Arnie, my conference producer, hasn't even seen me. I wouldn't do any video calls with him. So And he
So
just
he might be getting revealed today, assuming Arnie is watching.
he is. He made a comment just a minute ago.
All-Star
Group.
Yeah, that's great. So I definitely want to keep continuing that hair talk, but I'm at the point where I feel so guilty. Our awesome guest is backstage. So we'll bring him on. We'll have a drink. Then we can get back into some hair talk. I know our guest has a lot of questions about what's going on right now because he's smart and probably doesn't watch the show every single week. So, Craig, I know this guy better than you. So I'll do the introduction over here. So I've known our guest here, I'd say going on 15 years, give or take. He started out as one of us lowly editorial type of people, and then wisened up and went on to doing content for a lot of great companies. So this guy really is plugged in, kind of behind the scenes. We used to hang out on the road all the time. I'm talking about Jason Fried over here. Let's give him
What is up? What is up?
I want to introduce you with your company name, but y'all are going to be changing it in like 20 minutes. So I'm confused about what to do, Jason. So why don't you do the final part of that introduction yourself? Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks for having me, guys. That was a great introduction. You guys are killing it, man. You got all the things going on, pressing all the buttons, doing rim shots. It's crazy. You guys got an awesome operation going on back there.
Hey, thanks very much.
We thrive in chaos.
We totally will. All right, hold on. Let's do one quick sound effect because we got to do this. All right, let's have a quick cocktail talk. Time for us to cheers. Jason, what is your drink? I'm drinking the boring old Allagash White again this week because it was in the fridge.
Allagash, that's great. I went with the margarita. They told me yesterday was National Margarita Day, but I didn't get the memo. I don't think I missed it yesterday, so I'm catching up. Made one today, and it's been a long week, so I mean it is tasting great.
Man, this has been the craziest, longest week. I don't know what it is. So hey, it's over. We made it through. Cheers to everybody out there in internet webs and stuff like that. Oh,
cheers!
By the way, speaking of webs, my college age son is going with my wife and her friend right now to go see Madam Web, and yes, they are aware it's terrible and are still going.
Have they not seen the news?
No, they saw it. Yeah,
they saw it.
They have chosen to go. When she was saying that she was going, she ramped it up with lots of excuses and stuff like that. At first, she felt so guilty she was going to go. I'm like, I know y'all in it just for the popcorn. It's okay.
How do you feel that you're financing about a $50 to $60 movie trip that no one wants to actually see?
That's a matinee fee, Glenn. That's not the full price.
Over at 3:00.
It's great. Listen, I would have paid that much to never have to see the movie, so I feel like it's an equal trade-off.
Is it both boys or just one?
Just one. My son Ben is home right now for way too early college spring break or something, but then they're off for Passover week.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right.
Whatever. So, Jason, how's life in Ohio treating you over there? I got to go to Toledo, so that was exciting for me.
I heard that, man. I have that on my show notes to ask you about what the hell you were doing in Toledo, man. That is talk about a hole. I hope that doesn't offend anybody. No, I was born in Toledo, actually. It's about an hour away from me. It's coming around. The city is coming around. So we'll get to Toledo eventually.
Yeah.
Things in Cleveland are great, man. It's let's see, it's that time of the year, late February, where we're just waiting for spring, right? It's like dreary, kind of crappy out. Everybody's just kind of hunkered down, waiting for the sun to come out.
Yeah, honestly, Jason, I find that this is the hardest part of the year.
It really is.
Stretch into spring when everything starts to get much brighter. Yeah, that's why I'm calling myself worn out rainy day G. The weather here is just kind of, but I will say, because I am that cockeyed optimist. And that when I wake up at 5:30 in the morning in so much pain from sleeping in a 53-year-old body, it's not dark for like 3 hours. It's only dark for like 45 minutes now. So that's really nice. And I love it if I can sometimes sleep till 6 and I wake up and you could just say, oh, sunlight, it's about to happen. It's very exciting.
Weird question. Does it get lighter at your house before it does at mine?
I don't know. We should wake each other up and time it. I would say it does because I am technically further east than you.
Yeah, you are.
By a good 40 miles or 50 miles or something like that, right?
Yeah,
Maybe
it's
It's still dark here when you guys are getting your sunshine for the very
so.
first time.
I guess it would be at least or around a minute or so. It would probably be right.
Well, listen, when I wake up tomorrow or Monday morning and go to work, I will time when I see the first sunlight, and then you time when you see the first sunlight because you'll be up early for no reason. Oh no, you're going to be in Remington next week.
I will, but not for the next couple of days. Yes, I will be in Fort Worth, Texas next week. I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, Jason, I forgot to tell you before we went on air. Sometimes I just talk too much, and you got to just jump in and talk over me.
Will do, man.
Yeah.
Will do, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I don't understand how you figure out time or sun or any of that, Glenn, since you're on the road so much. I mean, it's a different time zone every week for you, it seems like.
I just hope that there's good lighting in a conference room. And
right.
You hope there's a good PA system, okay?
Yeah.
We were both at an event earlier last year that they had 3 different speakers going with panels at the same time, and the sound was just bleeding all over the place.
Man, that gives me like I get nervous thinking about that. I've been in the audience when like audio visual things happen on stage, and it's just like you feel for the people that are in that position on stage, right? They're like,
actually,
they don't know what to do.
You know what? People don't know what to do, but once you realize that you don't know what to do, it changes everything. Because what happens is when there's a major colossal failure like that on stage, if you could capitalize on it and just don't look flustered and just
be real,
react in the situation, either keep it going on or make a joke about it or acknowledge it in a way and just let it roll off your back, the crowd will love you so much more than if nothing went wrong. So when I used to look at it as something that would freak me out, but now it's nothing but an opportunity for an easy life. Yeah.
There we go.
Would you consider that a just interruption to your presentation?
Yeah, it's
Glenn and I are reenacting that at Click, David.
Talk about
so for those on the audio versions, we are looking at a picture of Will Smith slapping Chris Rock at the Oscars, soon to be recreated with Craig and Glenn.
As a matter of fact, as soon as we close on buying Netflix, we're gonna do a
He's not buying Netflix anymore. How many times does he have to tell you he's buying Lucasfilms?
We're doing Lucasfilm.
Oh, sorry. When we close our deal on Lucasfilm, we're gonna insert that into our new Star Wars film that we're gonna do.
Well, that's going in there, and also J.J. Abrams,
Indiana Jones and the Slap of Doom. We're gonna make.
That's where we're putting Jar Jar Abrams, so that he'll be slapped all day long.
Jason,
what's the craziest thing that happened to you on stage, Glenn?
That's a good question.
Him and I being on the same stage at the same time.
Yeah.
Did you ever have audio or video cut out like that?
Yeah, man. I've had a lot of stuff.
Kind of like that.
Oh, David.
Thank you.
That was great.
David, your timing has gotten so good.
It's not that his timing is so good. It's just that he's actually paying attention lately. Because a lot of times the poor guy is like trying to do his job while doing the show at the same time.
That's true. That is very true, which means I'm a great multitasker or a terrible multitasker, whichever way you want to look at it.
Yeah. So I do want everybody to know that though Dave is emotional with his love of doing this broadcast every week, he is having an allergy attack. There's some sort of pit bull incident or something. You have a problem with all men from Miami? What happened?
This is exactly why pit bulls should be outlawed in America.
Whoa.
They are dangerous creatures because I'm allergic to them. And this pit bull is so fun-loving and friendly and wants to play all the time and give all the licks in the world and just play. And I'm allergic to her. And now look at me. I look like a balloon. She's the sweetest dog. She's the sweetest dog in the world. She really is just a big dopey love.
You're watching somebody else's dog, Dave?
No. I was at a friend's house, and he has.
I see.
She's about 60 pounds of energy. She's 3 years old, and just a lovely dopey dog. But unfortunately, short-haired dogs and I don't do great. So this is the reaction.
Yeah. Well, all this is making sense to me, except for you having the friend part. What?
I know. Believe it or not.
So, Jason, believe it or not, I remembered what we were talking about. I will not let Dave stop me from talking. I think one of, if not the worst one, was on stage. I used to host these events, and on the final night, we would do this trivia contest, and it became pretty popular, and a lot of people loved it. It was part of the final night dinner. So one time, the technology was so effing screwed up that it went from being fun to just horrible, to like, because everybody was drinking and stuff. Like I was like literally dodging shit that people were throwing at me, like you would see in a cheesy movie or something like that. It was a nightmare. And I had somebody who was supposedly co-hosting with me who like curled up into a ball and just disappeared. So I just had to kind of lean into it as much as I possibly could. But it was a fucking disaster. But the best part about it was that everybody felt so bad afterwards that they bought me many, many drinks.
Bought you drinks
that evening.
Nice.
In those moments, you end up being better than if you had everything work proper, because you can just show, everyone feels good for you, and you're obviously if you control it well enough, it makes you look stronger. Oh, wow. What was that?
What was that? Jesus. Oh my God, David.
I'm telling you. My hand is swelling, my eyes are swelling and tearing. I think I may need an EpiPen.
Yeah, it looks like it, dude.
Here's the worst part. After the show, I'm going back, so it's going to be real bad.
God, you're glutton for punishment.
Well, Fox is over there still playing with both of my friend's kids, so I have to go pick him up at some point.
Jason Fox is his middle child.
Oh, I see. Okay,
which is why you haven't seen him on the show yet today.
Fox has been a part of this show since the very beginning. Usually, or when he was real little, he would just sit there and grab his dad's face and try to peel it off, and that sort of.
He's
stuff.
our mascot. We need to have.
We've been keeping a tracker of CJ versus Bruce, but I think Fox might have them both beat.
I think you're right.
So Bruce and CJ, you guys are. If you're not first, you're last, and you guys are last.
You remember early on in COVID when that guy was doing a live TV show and his kid walked in the back and he was like pushing the kid down, pushing the kid out.
He was the news guy, right? Yeah.
It was so funny.
Wife ran in and panicky, crawling on the floor.
Yeah.
But what's really funny is how you all used to just try to get the kids and pets away. Then we transitioned to hey, there's the cat.
Now it's fine. Come on in.
Yeah.
Well, you guys never would see. Glenn would see this when we were doing No Vacancy Live back in 2020, and Fox was 2.5.
Yeah.
Pre-show and post-show, all he would just see is Fox crawling over my shoulder, just over my back, flip over, run back around, flip over. I was always in the back of the show anyway. It didn't matter. The show would end and he would come back and Fox is halfway on my face. And they're trying to produce with Fox going crazy. But Jason, your tag. So Glenn's tag is no sleep until click, 2 weeks away.
Yeah.
Glenn is at CPAC, not sure what that means. But yours is Hotel Data Nerd. So how did you get that title?
Yeah, it's a good question. It's not my official title. I gave that title to myself.
I believe your official title is Hospitality Evangelist. Right?
Yeah, hospitality data evangelist. That's right. Yeah. We can go way back. You tell me how much you want to know, Dave, about my career and how I got to where I am and how Glenn know each other. Glenn and I know each other.
We 41 minutes left in the show. If you want to do all the work for us, we'll just sit back and chat.
Go for it.
That'd be a relief because I am tired.
Yeah.
Glenn and I used to kick it at conferences together all the time. We were, I guess, quote unquote competitors. We wrote for different hospitality trade publications back in the day. That's how I started my career in journalism. And it was awesome, man. I loved it. I learned everything. As you know, Glenn, you get thrown feet to the fire, learn everything you possibly can about hotel ownership and operations. And I did. And I absolutely loved it. And I learned everything about, from bed bugs to cap rates to, pricing and
Yep.
Technology and pricing and data really jumped out at me early on in my career as like things I was super interested in. So
Nice.
I was writing a lot about them, writing a lot about those issues, and working with guys from a lot of the revenue management providers that are out there. Got to know the guys at Duetto really well. Started working for Duetto. I was at Duetto for 5 years and really learned a ton about revenue management and yielding, and did some things on my own for a little bit for a couple of years before joining MDO. But then MDO came to me with an awesome opportunity to really dive into data and tell stories around data, and that's what I love doing. So the revenue management stuff, the commercial strategy stuff, the business intelligence, I really love diving into that data and talking about it and telling stories around it. So that's how I got the hospitality data evangelist title and hotel data nerd.
Great story.
Title.
Love it.
Yeah, Dave is a former management. What's that, Dave?
I said I just imagine him like up on some kind of podium just screaming about data in an evangelist style format at this point.
Oh my God.
I was not the first. I was not the first evangelist. You guys probably know there's a couple out there. Klaus from Ideas. He's awesome.
He's awesome.
He is awesome. There's a couple evangelists out there. Actually, there's a lot now, but it's a really interesting role. It's a fun role.
A lot of them say they're evangelists, but they just put that down on their business card. They didn't like go to hospitality evangelist, college like you guys did. So
that's true.
But Glenn, you told everybody at CPAC you were an evangelist, right?
Yeah. Well, to be fair, that was a mistake. It's no surprise. I've got sleep issues. I'm up like every hour and a half in the middle of the night and stuff like that. And I just ordered a new bed, which we're going to definitely want to talk about because that's how you get the ratings. And I heard about this great conference, CPAC. So I'm going down. I'm going to the CPAP conference. I go in thinking I'm going to find a breathing
machine for sleep
to help me sleep at night. No, instead I find something completely different. So that was a little bit of a surprise to me. But then I went next door and
I see what you went to. Ha! You must have fit right in there. Oh, I can't see anywhere better for you than that.
So, David, you do know what CPAC stands for, right?
I mean, I just Googled it. So now
there you go. Okay.
And I can't see anywhere that Glenn would have been better at than that.
Well, and that's why we're also going to announce Glenn's candidacy for the presidency of the United States.
We're not doing
and not as a Democrat, not as an independent, certainly not as a Republican,
but
part of the Peace and Freedom Party, and you've got one platform. Legalization of marijuana. The banks can now take all the money and credit cards, and everybody in the country will vote for it. So,
isn't that already legal everywhere?
You will be the 47th president of the United States.
It's still
a cash business. Banks can't take you can't do credit card charges or any of that.
Although I did learn that the Native American reservation that I visit to support by helping them by buying stuff, I could use my American Express card there at their tobacco shop. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So
just the Amex.
I don't know. I get points on that. So I get my Delta.
No other card to carry, David.
So
progress.
Hey, David or Glenn, pull out that platinum card.
To flying high with Delta. Yeah.
I'm a Visa MasterCard kind of guy. I haven't made to that level of life yet.
Well, one day maybe you'll be able to get up to MasterCard. But Dave, are you old enough to remember when it was called Master Charge?
Nope. I know, actually. I didn't know that was a thing until right now.
That's prior to 1985, so he doesn't know.
So
now I'm looking it up.
Jason, so tell us a little bit about what it's like creating content on your side, right? Because everybody sees the kind of stuff that Craig and I do, all these interview shows and stuff, but that's kind of easy. You have to be more creative and try to make things that aren't inherently interesting fun in order to educate them and sell a product. Yeah. Hey, he took himself out on that one.
Well, you're the pro at it, Glenn. It's not so much different from what you guys do on a regular basis. The podcast and the website and the speaking events. Yeah. It's similar, right? The new approach is omni-channel, right? And I'm lucky that MDO has, provided me the opportunity to do a lot of thought leadership, right? That's what is the most
So cool.
interesting stuff to me, right?
That's
It's
cool.
it's more about being educational and helping hoteliers solve their challenges. Less so about pitching the product, although that's always the underlying framework, right?
Well, aren't we all? I mean,
Yeah.
we're all
Yeah,
doing that at the end of
part
the
of it.
day. I'm selling ads at the end of the day,
Yep.
right? And all of that kind of stuff and, other types of things. But there's nothing cooler to me than when you're on stage and you're communicating with people and you could tell they're paying attention and you can see the light bulbs kind of switching on and they've learned something. I find that to be the most satisfying, exciting part of my my whole career.
Always leave them with a
100%.
nugget and get them off their cell phone.
Yeah.
100%. Yep. You got to have takeaways, right? You got to provide takeaways. You want somebody to be able to walk away with 3 things they've written down in their book, so it's a lot of that. It's whether it's writing content or interview. I love interviewing hoteliers, as you do, as we all do, right? It's like my favorite thing to do is, having a real conversation with them about what their day-to-day looks like, what challenges they're facing, what the future of the industry looks like. It's evolving so quickly, as you guys know, like every day, something new, something different. So, I mean, I'm that guy. I'm still like reading every newsletter from back. I read all the legacy publications every day. I could tell you what's going on. I'm pretty good at keeping my finger on the pulse of what's going on in the industry, and I love it. I really enjoy it. I do.
Jason, are you doing a lot of traveling? Are you going to conferences and owners meetings and all of that as well?
Yeah, I love being on the road, right? I think all of us do. If you start to get to the point where you hate being on the road, man, that really sucks. But I enjoy it. I enjoy traveling. I go to the big ones. Craig, I've been to High Tech, I think 15 years in a row, and
I'll see you in Charlotte.
That's right. And the Hotel Data Conference, I think 15 years in a row there at that one. I love those ones. And then, as much as I can get out and communicate with hoteliers, I try to, but it's easier to do it like this now, right? And it's a lot cheaper and more efficient to have video calls. So it's changing, as you know.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Now, are you coming out to the lodging conference later in the year?
Yeah, likely. I was at the lodging conference last year, and it was the first year that I had been to it in a couple of years.
Really?
It's changed a lot. It was really good. It was awesome.
It's
right now, I think when you said it was really good, you're not implying that it wasn't good before. It's just bigger.
True.
All of that now,
much bigger, much bigger and different.
Because Glenn and I are doing a live Friday night audit from there, and if you were in the main room at all, Harry was telling you that there were X amount of people with 5 stars on their badge. And I'm one of them. So I've gone to 25 of them, 26 this year. Glenn's at 24.
I
know. So it's one of my favorites. It is my favorite. Me
too. It's super casual. That's what I love about it. I honestly don't think I had been there since it was at the Biltmore. Was it at the Biltmore? And then before I went to J-Dub.
That's how Glenn and I met. Was at the Biltmore, and we were having a discussion about. I love that hotel because I consider it living history. And Glenn's going, I want out of here. They're not renovating the rooms.
Welcome back, Dave. I do want to throw up this comment. Are you guys going to Hunter? Yes, I will definitely be at Hunter. Craig typically does not go east of the Mississippi unless he has to. For some reason. You're going to go see fish shows or fetch puppies.
Right. I come to New York, get puppies in Connecticut. And,
so Hunter is a wonderful, wonderful place to go skiing. I think you guys should all go if you're not going. You should go get the best tickets, good pricing. Winter Mountain is a wonderful, wonderful place to be if you want to go and ski. So I'll see you guys at Hunter as well. Oh, you guys are talking about that?
Hold on. Well, Dave, I know you said you wanted to delete it, but I actually want to be able to, not only on this show do you enjoy yourself, but there's an opportunity here for somebody out there. Juju Vivian is looking to donate to someone who loves children. reach out to this person on WhatsApp over there if you want to do that. That way you can get to know each other better, they say, and they'll tell you what to do. So make sure you take up that offer because that's totally legit, I'm sure.
You guys get spam too, huh?
Can we talk about meeting at Hunter Mountain, going skiing? That's what we're talking about, right?
Yeah. Hey, Craig, that actually came through your Facebook page, just so you know.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you got somebody on there.
Oh, that's why we can't knock it out?
What?
That's why we can't take it off because it's through Craig's page.
Yeah, that's right.
Got it.
We'll take
We're
care
screw
of
it
that.
up, Craig.
Yeah.
Well, you're the producer. Take care of it.
I can't because it's on your feed. That's what I'm saying. I tried
It's
to.
not an excuse, David.
This
You are
comment
still
is
the
on- This
producer.
comment is on a guest destination.
Knows.
Only your guest can delete the comment or ban the user. So make it happen.
Would you
Don't worry.
tell Anthony no? I don't think you would.
So with that said, I actually know all of Anthony's social media stuff. I could just pop in there and do it myself. I don't know.
So, Jason, let's
How
get
is
into a little
Anthony-
sports before these guys get crazy.
Wait,
What do you
before we
believe the
do
Browns
that,
going to do?
Craig, before we do that, I want to ask. You mentioned Anthony. How is Anthony these days?
He's good.
Bald?
I'm jealous of him right now. He and Dr. Producer Suzanne are at the South Beach Food and Wine Festival
Oh
currently.
no way!
Yes,
Yeah.
they are.
I saw. Is he still doing a TV show? I thought he was doing.
He's
a
got
TV
this
show
new
with
one,
the
Hotel
HLA.
All Stars, about to drop. I think it's gonna be around this time next month. Yeah.
That looks really cool. I think I saw one promo for it, but it looked like a really good show.
Yeah, from what I've seen, it looks awesome, and it's really, really well done. So I
It
can't wait to
is.
see more.
We saw the pilot. The pilot was great. But I still think if
Awesome.
Gordon Ramsay can do a hotel show, Anthony ought to be doing a cooking show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay?
What did Ramsey do, a hotel show?
yeah. It was
Yeah.
called Hotel Hell.
Hell.
But
yeah.
it was ridiculous because all he would do is make fun of the place and then go and try to fix the kitchen
Yeah.
because he had no understanding about how hotels work.
Is that a really bad version of Hotel Impossible? Is that what it sounds like?
No,
Yeah.
it
Well,
was just, I don't know. It's just they had these weird eccentric people on that didn't know what they were doing, and all he did was berate them and try to get them to change the food they made. It was not his.
wasn't a good show.
He's done a lot of good shows. That was not one of them.
It can't be. Not everything can be a winner.
No, you know what I actually liked is I liked his first Kitchen Nightmares, the one he did over in the UK.
Okay.
Before he came over to here and had
Here.
more of an a-hole persona. Over there, he's just kind of like, hey, let's go outside and play some football and talk about why you're not able to make this a success. You know, it was like,
So there's a question. Is the a-hole persona, do you feel an act for the show, or is it actually his persona?
I've heard nothing but what a great guy
Yeah.
he is in real life. And I definitely think it's a persona. And definitely the Hell's Kitchen thing was just like,
Just amped it up.
yeah, amp it up and just be dumb. And everybody is kind of in on it, I think.
Now, what was that other show that he had? Was that on National Geographic where he was touring different
Yes, that
countries?
cooking local foods or something. I
Yeah,
haven't seen
and that was
one
a great show.
because I don't have Disney Plus, but that would be cool.
Yeah.
You don't have Disney Plus. Of all the Disney people, you, Craig, and Bruce, I feel should have Disney Plus.
I do
If
have
Disney-
Disney Plus.
If Disney Plus had good programming on there, I might want to spend the money, but they don't. I don't like what they've done to the Star Wars shows. The Avengers shows are boring, and the Marvel shows, and they don't really have a lot of selection. So you're really talking about one show a month and then a catalog. And I don't. Whatever. I
That's
would
because
like
you don't have young kids.
But David,
if I had young kids, that's different because then they would watch
Yeah.
Moana 24 times a day, and then you're getting your value out of it.
yeah,
You know?
my grandson watches Disney Plus all the
Yeah.
time. But David, really, the question is Peacock or not to Peacock? Is a
Yeah.
streaming service without a plus just a streaming service? Or is it all bullshit? And is Peacock merging with Paramount Plus?
Is it?
I don't know. Supposedly, just like this is why we got out of the streaming wars.
It's
When I got
not
out,
official
we're
yet,
buying
Why you got
Lucasfilm.
out?
but that's what Hollywood's. That's what the Hollywood chatter is about.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I
and
mean,
then they
they're gonna
say,
buy
like,
Lucasfilm.
all these streaming services, all you hear about with these services, whether it be ESPN, Disney, Peacock, Paramount, everyone's getting into the streaming business, and everyone's losing a shit ton of money in the streaming business.
Yeah.
And so now they're trying to consolidate to not lose as much money. So guess what? We're going back to cable.
Let me tell you, as someone who has to get up and pee like 5 times a night, the streaming business is not fun. Get out of it, I would say.
Well, and the other thing is too, Sony and Disney just signed a deal where
They're going to make terrible Spider-Man movies.
no. That's no. Sony's going to start making all of their hard digital media, all their CDs and all that. There you go.
I mean, so Peacock is NBC, Paramount CBS. I guess how would
And
that
Universal.
how would that really come together? Those two major, competitors? I guess
They would have
They're both
one
going
streaming
broke?
service, and all the programming would be on there.
Yeah.
That's how they do it.
Yeah.
so. I mean,
But
oh wow! I'm just doing a
Get
really,
on that for the
a really
hotel.
quick read of it. I mean, listen, at the end of the day,
Streaming what?
they're all losing so much money on this at this point, which is kind of crazy to think about. That everyone's doing these various services, and it's all their original content that they're putting on their TV.
Yeah,
their
and
channels anyway.
I just read an article, and everybody just watches The Office and Friends, and that's pretty much it.
I don't understand how they could be possibly losing so much money when all these same channels had 1,010,000 channels. They would force the cable subscribers to have to buy. Where is the major cost here? It's not in the production of the shows. I can't imagine.
I don't think they're all losing that much money, Dave. I think
No.
they're doing okay. I don't think you need to shed a tear for Netflix or HBO.
I'm not shedding any
or
tears.
any of them.
I'm
I
understand-
think they're doing just fine.
Yeah,
So
They
I
just
think
want
it's-
more market share. That's why they're merging. It's all about
Yeah.
market share. I think if they offered Friday night audit a deal, like if Peacock or HBO or somebody came in, you
Mhm.
guys would.
Now
You're
you're talking.
doing a lot of
Now you're
bitching
talking.
right now, but I think you'd take them up on it.
Oh yeah,
Hey, you know what? They could get us
Oh,
all
yeah, man.
in
My
one
children are
location.
home.
Free
Yes, sir.
booze and food. We're good. We're good.
I never know what sports
All
is.
the facts just protect our delicate egos because they haven't asked. You know that. Yeah.
Right.
No, they're just pissed that we only offered Netflix $300 and 3 suitcases, and we took
Coronas.
one back because their CFO was at Putz. Tried to hire flight attendants for the private jet at $150,000 a year. No.
I was going to throw in some packing tape too, but they still said no.
Hey, I've got the gaffer tape here. We could have given them that too.
Hey, so Kim is asking, whatever happened to that sports chat? You guys were supposed to sport it up or something. I got some sports chat.
No sports.
Pitchers and catchers. How about
That's
that?
right. Baseball, baby.
Yeah,
America's pastime.
that's happening.
Spring training games have started. Yankees start tomorrow against Detroit. First televised game is on Sunday. This is the best time of the year, baseball season.
And the longest season.
Dave, do you like?
Like 3,000 games?
Yeah, something like that.
162.
Yeah, but it feels like 3,000.
They should shorten that.
Especially when you get through the playoffs.
Yeah,
That's my hot take for the day.
No, I
They
don't
can get
even
that down to 100 and be just fine.
because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, right? So but think about this, right? So it's 162 games, yes. But the time of the season from opening day to end of the World Series is typically, let's call it early April-ish,
24 months.
end of October-ish. Right?
The gestation period of an elephant.
So April, May, June, July, August, September, October. You're talking 6-7 months ish, right?
Yeah.
The stupid NBA season, even though it's only 82 games, goes from freaking October to the end of June.
Well, that's because they've got 16 months of playoffs themselves.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So
Yeah.
because the baseball has 162 games, doesn't mean that it's a long season comparatively when you're looking at the freaking NBA or the NHL is playing half the damn year or more.
How many games
See?
are there
Now that
is
is
in
a
an
hot
NBA
take.
season?
What's that?
How many
86.
games are there in an NBA season?
82, but 90% of the freaking league makes the playoffs, and they're all 7-game series. So it just takes forever to get to the playoffs. Now they have the stupid in-season tournament on top of that.
Man, I'd like almost want to lose, and you get like half the year off.
You're off. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. And
Think
you
about-
get paid,
I mean,
and
you're
you
not
still
too
get paid,
you're not
Dave
too
Glenn.
far off. I think that kind of happens. I mean, to your point, Dave. Like in basketball and hockey, especially, like they don't. I mean, it doesn't matter if you win all your games, right? Like
Go
because it's a whole new
Dodgers.
season when playoffs. It's a whole new season when playoffs start, right? You're starting
Regular
from
season
scratch.
means nothing.
Doesn't really matter if you're a 7 seed or a 3 seed, right? Like wherever you kind of end up, playoffs start, you're good to go. It seems that way a lot of times in the NBA.
As all these various sports, expand their playoffs for the money grab, right? College football playoffs is doing the same thing right now.
Right.
They're going to 12 teams. They're already talking about 14 teams. Baseball's done it. NBA keeps doing it. Football's done it recently. The NHL does it, but nobody cares about hockey. So
Hey, the Canadians do.
it's all a money grab, and it just dilutes the regular season. It dilutes the product, I feel. And then you end up having situations where, obviously these bigger market teams are getting much more money. You see these super teams getting built, the Dodgers. The Yankees are certainly,
Yeah. Don't forget to put the Yankees in
the Yankees
Boston
are certainly
in there too. Damn it!
Listen, I've been cracking on Bruce all week because Boston Red Sox are gonna have a tough season. But
yeah.
it's it's just dilutes the entire season, in my opinion. So I don't see why we can't just have a nice tight playoffs.
There he is.
Dave's been
There he
alive.
is.
I am alive. The Dodgers are the new Yankees. I mean,
Way to go, Artie.
Yeah, Taylor James has been a Dodger fan since 1966. My dad was a Dodger fan back when they were the Brooklyn Dodgers, and then of course felt betrayed. So I was a Mets family after when they came around.
I was going to ask. I had a feeling you were Mets. So you're Mets, Glenn. You're Yankees, Dave, and you're Dodgers, Craig.
I am nobody's fan. I am kind of done with pro sports.
Oh yeah, okay, that kind of makes sense.
Los Angeles. Okay, we're a little jaded with that. We've got two of everything here. Okay, whether it's hockey, baseball, basketball, football, and then you throw in all the universities that we've got, from volleyball to golf and football and baseball as well. And it's just, I grew up in an era where I was actually a ball boy for the Lakers. And this
I need that picture.
Way back when. This is when Wilt Chamberlain was there, Jerry West was playing, Elgin Baylor, and that was sports because the money wasn't as big. Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of the guys in the Lakers actually were at my mother's company working sales in the off season.
Wow.
So I got to see a lot of it, and then I saw the change. And when we had the original Showtime with Magic and all that was still great sports and people were playing. But now it's the agent, it's the press people, it's the handlers and everything else, and hundreds of millions of dollars. And
dude, that being said, if I played sports in the 70s, I'd be like, those motherfuckers now. What the fuck?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, right? You got to hate me.
Yes. I still work for a living. I'm old and I can't even imagine.
Look at Wilt Chamberlain, arguably one of the best centers ever in pro basketball. His first year of eligibility, he was a Harlem Globetrotter. Then he came in and played for Philly, then for LA. He scored 100 points in one game.
Unbelievable.
Yep. Debatable.
Wow.
There's some thoughts about that. There's some conspiracy theories out there about that.
All right, Joe Rogan. Whatever you're talking about.
Will you mute him, please?
Conspiracy theories about I'm just saying, you've never seen a highlight of that game. Not one single one. I don't know.
There wasn't a lot of live television back then for sports.
Listen, you can see a highlight of the freaking NBA, but when they didn't even have a 3-point line, there's a bunch of guys shooting like this.
That wasn't that long ago.
You can't find a game of a single highlight of Wilt Chamberlain.
Hey, David, why don't you bring up our new merch?
Sure. That's a great segue.
Yeah, wasn't it though?
So you know how if you can't watch a game, you know how on ESPN you can go and you can look at the play-by-play, like this happened, 2-point rebound. Did they have that for Wilt Chamberlain game? Did they have It would just be
I've never
wild
seen a
to see
single
somebody
thing
score
from that game
100
other than a
points.
picture of him holding up the sign 100. I've never seen a single thing from it. Ever.
Yes, there was. Yes, there was.
I'm not saying there was. I'm saying I've never seen it.
I've seen the picture of him holding up the 100.
That happened before you were
But
born. though, so
I feel like the better story is that Glenn was created because of Joe Namath and the Jets winning the Super Bowl. So that's my favorite sports story.
And also around that time, I do have a ticket stub to one of the games of the 1969 World Series around here. So my parents went to that too.
Nice.
Yeah. You bring it up, Dave?
What's that?
You going to bring that thing up, or should we have some more sports?
Go to a commercial.
I mean, I was actually enjoying the sports
For
talk.
Lucasfilm.
It's fine. It's fine. We're gonna have to
Fine. Go ahead, David. Keep it going.
Stuff up now.
Keep it going, David.
All right.
Hey, we got a new shirt. What do you think? Can we please stop saying bespoke? Can we go back to custom, please? Please?
Yeah, but you have to say bespoke because it makes you sound smarter. You know,
it just makes you sound like an arrogant ass.
Biophilic design every single time I can, so people can think I'm smart. You know,
you got the shoes. There we go. We've got our Glenn Crocs.
Yeah. Well, what's the tagline? He's a croc.
Well, they saw your feet because you wore these the other day, Glenn. So
I do like my Crocs. I got on my.
Here's our economy Friday night audit shoes. We will be glad to sign those. $2,000, and they're yours. Cash only.
Wow.
Hey, can I ask who came up with the name Friday Night Audit?
Glenn and I did.
Craig,
Both of us did.
It was a group effort.
Give me the background on it.
FNA Nikes. So $5,000 signed, cash only. They're yours.
Cash only.
Are these all on Red? Are these all available on Redbubble?
No.
So
you've got to contact Glenn, and then Glenn will contact me.
Yeah, I've got a guy.
I don't want anybody calling me directly. So.
Yeah. So Jason, obviously Friday because it's Friday. So that one only took 2 hours of debate to come up with. And then
that long? God,
I
didn't think it took that long.
The rest of it, we're like tonight, and then we're like, what's that name? What do they do at night?
What's that last shift?
Yeah.
What's that last shift?
Yeah,
audit.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
That is a true story.
Yeah.
Because it was funny.
Have any of you been an auditor?
No golden
Craig, were you
sneakers.
ever an auditor?
No, but the IRS did audit me this past year, so I had that. That was not as delightful as you would think it's gonna.
And he's
You are
still
very
sore from that.
Still can't.
Yeah.
sit
No,
down.
we were talking about doing a show, and we were kicking it around, and 2 weeks later, we had our first show. So, yeah.
I always knew that there was somebody who worked the front desk at night, right? Like you always knew that. And I didn't know until maybe like 2 years ago that that's what they were called, was the night auditor. And once I learned that, like I really dove in and started understanding like what that job does. What a crazy job, man. Like you're by yourself at 3 o'clock in the morning when all these, everybody from the bars is rolling in. And on top of that, you got to crunch numbers and, run the financials every day for the hotel. It's a pretty wild job, man.
That pained look on David's face. He's remembering those memories.
But right, Dave?
What's that?
We also get left alone, which is kind of the perk.
Oh, yeah, you learn a ton for sure. You learn a ton.
Yeah,
you definitely get left alone. It all depends on the hotel you're working at, right? When I was working audit at my first hotel, which is a small extended stay property, I literally would not see a guest from the hours of midnight to 6:30 or 5.
Right.
Basically, when I would come in, I'd see one guest to check in, depending on the day I was working the overnight. If it was a weekend, it'd be busier. But if it was like a Wednesday, I wouldn't see anybody until 5 a.m. when all the construction guys would start going out the door.
Right.
When I was working at the airport property, the audit was a regular shift because you had people coming in until 3 a.m, and then you had about a half an hour break, and then they would start leaving at 4 a.m. When all the pilots would come back down to go out, and the early flights would go out. So you had no time to stop. In that hotel, you weren't by yourself. You had you had housekeeping there. You had security was there. 24. There was a 24-hour operation there. My first hotel.
Is that when you worked out by the airport in Jersey?
When I worked on the airport, the hotel in the airport itself.
Yeah.
So it really all depends. There's some hotels now that don't even have overnight people. They just have some kind of system to let people can get in the building. But
how do you get used to that third shift though? That's got to be so challenging.
I think that I never quote unquote got used to it. There are some people that were just the way they're wired, they're built for. They would rather do that. You find those people, they're never going to leave that shift. They just that's what works for them. They'd rather be there, because they probably don't want to deal with many people. They'd rather be there and kind of isolated per se. And two, they're typically the hardest workers because they do all that other stuff and they want to do that stuff, but they don't want to have the fluff piece part of the guest interaction. Not that they can't, not that they're not good at it. It's just they don't necessarily want to do 50, 60 arrivals a day. So, two of my properties, we had those people that they were, they're a little rough around the edges, but they were great people. And they would only do overnights, and they only wanted to do overnights, and they were very happy where they were, and they were 30 years in the audit part, 30 years deep into their career, and they were just happy there. They were happy there, and they didn't want to go anywhere, and God bless them.
Hey, David.
I think you're right. Go ahead,
Jason.
Yes, though, he gets to talk.
Yeah, guess to talk first.
I think you're right, Dave. I think that there is a certain type of person, right, built for that job, and a lot of them do stay there for 20 years. But a lot of them have to move up the corporate ladder too, because I've been at conferences where I've been on stage and I've been like, "Hey, how many raise your hand if you started as a night auditor?" And like 60% of the people raise their hand.
Well, again, don't forget.
Like Chris Nassetta was like a night auditor. Like people like, well, maybe not Chris Nassetta, but there's a lot of people like that in that role who started from night auditor. So I think there is an opportunity to come in and learn a ton about the hotel.
Well, most people don't want to stay in night. Again, we're talking about a very select few people that want to be there. Yeah. Most people don't want to stay in the overnight.
For the types of people that don't want to stay there, I would say they're typically hewing younger, so they can stay up later and have that kind of lifestyle anyway. So it might make a little bit more sense back then. Like I couldn't imagine doing that now.
No.
Well, they have other updates. So a lot of times you have people that do it, younger kids that do it when they have school, right?
Right.
Yeah. So they go to school during the day. Now I don't know how they figure out time to sleep, but they go to school during the day. They work overnight. Of course, if it's a slow hotel, they're likely doing their homework while they're working.
I would. Yeah.
Management always looks the other way because you have a consistent night auditor, which is almost impossible to find a lot of times. So it works out well. But getting a really good auditor, is important for a hotel, and B, from an employee standpoint, it's one of the best ways to start to learn the real detail, no matter what hotel you're in, whether it's a small hotel, big hotel. It's a great way to start learning the details.
Yeah. If you guys know anybody, or if anybody in your audience knows a night auditor that I could come and shadow overnight, I think that'd be the coolest experience. I just want to go, preferably in Cleveland, so I don't have to fly somewhere.
I was going to say, fly to New York, you can hang with David.
Yeah, hang with me. I'm out there on the overnights.
You can hang with me.
I'll be sleeping in my bed. I did my time. But speaking of that, it is time.
Wait a minute.
I gotta wait a minute. Go ahead.
Okay, David, I got a question for you.
Go ahead.
This is one of your friends.
Ow!
You recognize her?
One of my friends.
Yeah.
No.
No?
No.
It's from your hotel career. That's Pat Benatar, high school picture, 1971.
I didn't even know she was a girl. You think I would know her high school photo?
That's why I brought it up.
Right.
That's right. It's the best part of the show, the moment you've been waiting for, the time where we get to shamelessly plug and then thankfully go away for another week. Jason, thanks so much for being on here. Tell us a little bit about whatever you want to say, MDO or whatever you guys are going to call it.
Yeah, it's really like the last day. We're referring to MDO. This sweatshirt will be vintage next week.
Wow.
Nice.
That's exciting. You can buy it for $399 right now. $399 on eBay. It's going up real fast. So put your bid in. right
I
now.
will even sign it. I'll sign it and I'll donate it to the Friday Night Audit collection. So
There
you
you
guys
go.
can.
We're
you guys
actually
can do what you
building
want with it.
a Hall of Fame right next to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame up there in Cleveland. So we're very excited about it. We're going to be in a trash can behind the building. It's going to be exciting. Yeah.
And there'll be a picture of David with Pat Benatar.
Oh, go on, Jason.
Yeah. So
Next week,
yes,
big reveal.
big reveal on Monday. New name, new company name, new product suite, new everything, new website. It's super exciting. I'm not going to give too much away, but just to let you guys know that
I mean, a lot of people have gotten fired after appearing on the show, but not for that reason. So
exactly, and I would, we've kept it under wraps for like months, and if I dropped it today, oh my god, that would not be good.
What was that name again?
What was that name again? Money what?
Yeah.
Money what?
All right. So big news is there's big news coming.
There's big
Monday.
news on Monday. Yeah. And I'm hotel data nerd. Obviously, you guys know we're all about hotel data. We're all about using hotel data to improve operations and to make better business decisions. That's not going away. You'll see how we're doing that on Monday. So thanks for having me, guys. It's super exciting.
Great. And Jason's gonna be coming on No Vacancy Live soon enough. As soon as you two down there get that all worked out, and we're gonna talk all about the
Jason. You got to come on my show first.
Okay, well, rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah, for sure.
That'll pay you to be on his show first.
Craig, so next week I'm going to be out of town somewhere, but the week after that.
Whoa, we're just going to skip me?
Yeah, because you got nothing to plug. You got something to plug?
No, I have a very important thing, actually. I'm going to use my time. I'm going to use my time to ask a question. How would you guys handle this situation if a woman asks you as a fellow passenger to move from your business class seat to economy so that her husband can move up to the business class and sit next to her?
No, not doing it.
There's always a price.
Nope.
All right, what's the price, Jason?
Oh, I don't know. Like to go sit in the back if I have a business class seat? I don't know. Probably.
Well, there's a lot of variables. There's a lot
of variables. How did I get that?
How sketched out are you after being away for a few days, or are you just headed out? What time of day is the flight? Do you need to sleep? Are you going home afterwards and can just rest up and catch in on the opportunity? I don't know, because I'm not even like, I can't even bring myself to put myself in the pool for the flight bump kind of thing and get paid for that. I don't think I could do that either.
Now, I took the bump for getting off the airline once, and it was $500. And I went, okay, I'm in. And I got off. But
yeah, man, you give me $500, I'll hang out in the airport and take a flight later. That's no problem.
I had a friend who he was back in college. He's a college kid. He didn't care. He was flying home for break, and he made $1,500 because they kept bumping him. He got bumped like 4 flights.
That's amazing. And
he kept voluntarily taking the
no, but I mean, that's amazing because
but if somebody on the plane comes up and asks me if I'd give up their seat, no,
a lot of money.
He made $1,500. He sat in the airport for about 6 hours, and he had nothing to do. He was going home.
Hey, I've done that for free.
Right. People hate you if you're the first guy when they say, "Will anybody take $200 or whatever?" If you run up there and you're like, "Oh yeah," then everybody hates you because they're waiting it out. Because they'll go up to 300, 400, 500. You got to wait it out and play the game.
When, on my last flight, when I was going out to Nashville last week, they were offering a $300, and they're like, "It's a gift card. It's not credit. You could use it anywhere you'd like." And I'm like, I said, "I'm sorry. I'm going to Peg Leg Porker, and I'm going to have some Peg Leg Porker bourbon. I can't do that."
Yeah, no, it's just it's just like somebody come up. Okay, I always wanted an ILC. I don't care what class I'm in. I want an ILC. And it's like, here, would you mind switching with my partner who is got the middle seat 3 rows back? Yeah. That's it in the middle.
Yeah.
No, not happening.
So, Craig.
Annual California Lodging Investment Conference, March 6th and 7th. Glenn Hausman.
Yes.
Producer David. What? 200 other people all in one room. Brands, management companies, owners, hotel third-party professionals, trade associations, and so much more.
Boom!
join us. You can register at cliconference.com.
That's right. We'll see you all there March 6th and 7th. Special live Friday night audit from there.
Yes.
Thursday.
Thursday.
7th. So Thursday, Friday night audit going on. It's always tricky. We're going to have, I think, a Monday or Tuesday night audit when we do the lodging conference, stuff like that.
Artie, you know your job.
Yeah, can't wait to see all of you guys out there. Next week, I'll be in Fort Worth, Texas. I'll be hosting Remington Hospitality's annual General Managers, Director of Sales Marketing Conference, all that kind of great stuff. I'm going to be hosting an owners panel over there with them as well. Next Friday night, I will be doing this show from somewhere at DFW Airport because I've literally got to get on the plane home immediately after this show. So that's going to be a delight. So Dave, you're going to have to do a lot of real work next week.
Oh, and then next week you're on the road?
Next week, I'm going to be doing it from an airport.
Okay, then you guys can't open those packages till you're both at the house.
Oh, shit. You're right.
So why don't we bring him to Click? Shit, he should have kept him.
Nope.
I know.
No.
Should have kept him in California.
Because you guys would get mugged. People would want.
Craig sent us
What's in
some
those
packages to open on air next week, and apparently I did not communicate. I'll be on the road next week. So
I may have, but I was ignoring him.
A week after that, I'll be hosting a couple of things over at the California Lodging Investment Conference. Make sure you register cliconference.com. Then you can find me hosting a panel with all the awesomest chief development officers at the Hunter Hotels Investment Conference. Then join us after that where am I going after that? Orlando for AHOA. Come see us do a No Vacancy broadcast. We are the official podcast of AHOACon. Also, where else am I in April?
Backyard.
I will also come and hang out with me April 19th, 20th, 21st.
We have to play Glenn off like at the Oscars.
At the Sphere. Come hang out with the
Sphere.
I want to try to put together. I'm going to be going to see the Fish shows in Vegas for the Sphere. I want to put together a hospitality hangout while we're there. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for being here.
Aloha. Bye. Don't talk over the